You often hear girls say things like, "There's just something about him. Just one glance and she couldn't forget about him." Girls are often like this when they see men with certain qualities that make them irresistible. Over the years, I've learned things that women can't resist in men. And here are 12 of them that you need that you could easily apply to get those girls you've always wanted. Number 1, a bit of flash and presence. Making a statement with your style doesn't have to mean going over the top. Sometimes it's the small details that can make the biggest impact. Adding a touch of flair and sophistication to your look can help you stand out from the crowd. Trust me, when it comes to women, you always want to stand out from the crowd. You don't want to be like me back when I used to try to blend in. The girl I wanted never noticed me because I just faded into the background. So do what I did and learn from those who are where you want to be. Work on your personality and always stand out. How? Think about pleasant details, such as high-quality pen or stylish accessories for men. These small touches can make a big difference and show that you put thought and care into your appearance. While some may refer to this as peacocking, I prefer to think of it as expressing your personality and style. When it comes to accessories, it's important to choose functional items that have a purpose, in addition to being stylish. For example, I like to rock a classic hat that can be both practical during colder months and fashionable. The key is to find something that resonates with you and sets you apart, whether it's a hat, scarf, or other accessory. But it's not just about standing out for the sake of it. The goal is to express yourself and add a touch of personality to your style. Also, this can serve as a conversation starter and help you make a memorable impression. Just be sure to choose items that you are comfortable wearing and have practiced incorporating into your outfits. Number 2, leather. You probably think that leather is just a strong material, but it's more than that. You see, the leather exudes a sense of strength and masculinity. Compared to a sports jacket, a leather jacket has a very different, more powerful feel. That's likely due to the long history of human beings using leather for its durability, and the association of leather with strong men. Either way, women love leather, and it's more than what you think. You see, when you wear leather, you're wearing the skin of a dead animal. Therefore, wearing leather speaks not only to a woman's appreciation of beauty, but to their primal instincts. It's a subtle hint of your skills as a hunter, of your capacity to protect and provide for those you love. Basically, it's hinting that you're a warrior that women can depend on to keep them safe. As for me, I just love leather because it's durable, and it's perfect for casual occasions. Not to mention that it just oozes classic masculine style and sex appeal. Women can hardly pretend not to stare at me when I pass by them. So yes, being the versatile material that it is, it can be dressed up or down, making it a great choice for a variety of occasions. Whether you're looking to add a touch of ruggedness to your everyday style, or you want a sleek and stylish bag for work, leather is a great option. Sense of humor. You see, women interpret a man with a great sense of humor as someone confident, who enjoys life and can make others enjoy it too. All my college life, I've been lucky to be friends with guys who have an incredible sense of humor. So it's no surprise that research has shown women are attracted to funny guys. I learned a lot about women from these guys because they weren't really good at handling women. They just had that sense of humor, and women could not help but flock to them. So what is this sense of humor anyways? Well, at its core, it's the ability to find humor in everyday situations and to share that humor with others. Telling jokes often involves being able to laugh at oneself. So really, it's not something anyone can't learn. One of the ways you can learn this is by watching stand-up comedy, listening to funny podcasts, or just reading funny books. But basically, you just gotta be able to not take life or yourself too seriously so that you can see and laugh at life's ridiculousness. I remember this one day in college when I walked up to this girl that I was crushing on. She was eating pork chops, and I just told her that since cleanliness was next to godliness and pigs were one of the cleanest animals, she just devoured a whole meal. Yeah, that was a horrible joke, but she was surprised that pigs were clean animals, so she argued that, and before you know it, I had her. Number 4, military jacket. I cannot say enough that women love men that come off as masculine. That should have been a weird thing to say, since a man should normally be masculine, but we all know that that's not the case in this generation. Anyways, a military-style jacket will make you stand out to women for several reasons. And I know lots of men who have made themselves irresistible with this alone. Now, the first reason why a military-style jacket will make you stand out is its design. The pockets and epaulets on the shoulders of a military-style jacket can create the illusion of broad shoulders and a larger chest. That'll make you look more commanding and confident. Of course, it's important to choose a jacket that fits well and flatters your body shape, of course. Apart from the design, the military heritage of this type of jacket can also make it an attractive choice. Items with a history and heritage can add a touch of sophistication and intrigue to an outfit, helping you stand out from the crowd. Also, wearing a military-style jacket is linked to trustworthiness due to the reliable reputation of what military men are known for. A woman is going to get your sense of love for protecting your nation and strength. These are all things that women want, and a military-style jacket checks all them boxes. Number 5. Suits. A suit is more than just a jacket and trousers made from the same material. Think of it as a certificate of confidence. As you well know, confidence is everything when it comes to women. You see, when a man wears a suit, he stands taller, as the monochromatic look of a suit elongates the body, making you appear taller and more slender. The jacket also builds up the shoulders, adding an overall sense of confidence. But why do women love confidence so much in men? Well, she knows that troubling times will come, and she needs someone who can stand up to those challenges. So she wants to see that you trust yourself and your decisions, even in the face of uncertainty or adversity. She needs to know that her man can weather the storm of life whenever it arises. So how do women smell confidence? Usually they can tell by your ability to maintain eye contact during conversations, how you speak, and your level of assertiveness. But I tell you that, wearing a suit, women are most likely going to perceive you as more confident. Besides, I, like most men, feel confidence well up inside me when I'm wearing a tuxedo or some nice suit. It just comes upon me, and then I'm ready to get shit done. Number 6. Intelligent ambition. Ambition and intelligence are two highly attractive qualities in men, but often it is hard to strike the right balance between them. Sometimes one is foolishly ambitious, and other times one is intelligent but chronically pessimistic. The former happens with children or immature men who don't consider what they have to. They only know what they want or where they want to be. The latter happens with people who overthink and analyze every little detail, thereby crippling themselves with thoughts of everything that can go wrong. Women can smell both of these conditions, and they're not attracted to them in the least. During my teenage years, I was foolishly ambitious, man. I wanted to own a Benz, build a house, get married to this girl called Sophia. Now, me and Sophia always shared our dreams, so I told her. But she noticed that I was always free for date nights, and I was calling a lot. I had a lot of free time, and for someone with my ambitions, it was clear that I had no idea how I was going to get that. So of course, she left me. It was painful, but I learned a good lesson. So how can you be intelligently ambitious? Simply put, you need to aim for the moon and lay out all the steps that you would need to take to fly there. When I set out to start this channel, I knew everything I had to do, and in turn, my confidence surged, and believe me, women couldn't help but noticing me when I walked into a room. I now have the look of someone who's going somewhere great. You need to also get that irresistible look. Number 7. Emotional stability. You probably heard some women say that they like emotionally open men. The men who break down and cry. Listen, there's nothing stable or in control about that. Emotional stability is the ability to manage and regulate one's emotions, even in stressful or difficult situations. It's the ability to stay calm, composed, and level-headed in the face of challenges. Women love this, as stated in the Journal of Personality. I think they love this partly because it's harder for them to control their emotions, and you can only imagine what a relationship between two unstable people would be like. There are several reasons why women can't resist emotionally stable men. First, it signals that that man is reliable and supportive. They're also more likely to be able to communicate effectively and work through conflicts healthily. It also hints that that man can make sound decisions and plan for the future. So, how do you become more emotionally stable? You can do this by practicing mindfulness, self-care, and effective communication skills. Be honest with yourself, brother. Number 8. A positive attitude centered on courage. Like what we discussed in number 6, a man can have a positive attitude, but it's going to be useless without courage. Imagine that you're positive, that if you wear a military-style jacket and incorporate leather in your attire, you're going to get this hot girl. So you dress up, you head out to her favorite coffee shop. Now, she glanced at you when you stepped into the place, but she soon pulled her eyes away, and you lost your little courage. Look, the average woman would rather leave the guy of her dreams than approach him, so you just need the courage to follow up with your positive outlook. Positive attitude and courage are two essential qualities for attracting women. Positive attitude shows that a man can handle any situation with grace and resilience, while courage shows strength of character and reliability during difficult times. Having a positive attitude is important because it creates a pleasant atmosphere. Nobody wants to be around someone who constantly complains or brings the mood down with negative energy. Now, understand that courage does not mean blindly taking risks, but rather standing up for what's right, despite fear or opposition. So, how can you develop a positive attitude? Courage. Well, practice gratitude, focus on your present moment, and seek out opportunities to challenge yourself. Also, remember to step out of your comfort zone as much as possible. A signature male scent. Now, this is something that you've probably heard of, but that just shows how major it is. A fragrance that you choose for yourself can create a memorable impression that sets you miles apart from others. So, you have to be careful when selecting your scent. When you're choosing a signature scent, it's important to choose something that you're comfortable with and that suits your personality. One thing I did was I would wear the fragrance even when I'm not going out, just so I can become familiar with it. That way, it helped create a sense of confidence and ease. You see, when I wear my masculine scent, I feel more put together and polished, which in turn makes me more appealing to women. I often peek behind whenever I walk past girls in a banking hall, for example, and without fail, at least one of them is staring at me. Now, it's important to note that a signature scent should not replace good personal hygiene. Fresh and appealing body odor is essential for crafting a positive impression. So whether you stick to one signature scent or enjoy experimenting with different fragrances, make sure that you always prioritize good personal hygiene. Number 10. Masculine facial features. A study in the journal Archives of Sexual Behavior showed that women are more attracted to men with masculine facial features. Now we're talking strong jawlines, cheekbones, and broad foreheads. Believe it or not, I've heard of girls who purposely start a fight with their men just to see them clench their teeth for that strong jawline. That should tell you just how irresistible it is, and how irrational some people can be. But why? Because these features signal high levels of testosterone, and it is this testosterone that drives lust for men. Besides, high testosterone in the man signals good health and genetic fitness, which could increase the chances of passing them traits on to the offspring. Also, studies have shown that women perceive men with these features as more dominant, aggressive, and sexually attractive. Now, after years of brainwashing from Hollywood, you might think that women don't like dominant or aggressive men. They like nice men. Take any look at credible research or real life, and you'll see otherwise. For instance, I used to text Sophia 4 times a day. Now, that means that there's a good chance that I'll spend half of any waking day thinking about her. I probably slept 8 hours a day at the time, so I only had 16 hours to work. Now, half of that is spent just thinking about her, leaving me with about 8 hours to spend with my family and friends, playing games, watching YouTube, doing schoolwork. There's no time for me to do what I have to do to become who I want to become. So, yes, women want dominant and aggressive men, and you might want to walk around with clenched teeth a bit more often to signal that to them. Number 11. Honesty. Everyone wants an honest person around. That's who we want to deal with and be with because everything becomes just less complicated. To be truthful and sincere with your words and actions sometimes require that you ruffle some feathers. This is why it's very hard for nice people to be honest. It's just not okay to be honest when it's easy. You also have to be honest when it's hard or uncomfortable. Now, there are several reasons why honesty is attractive to women. First, it signals a reliable and trustworthy partner. That means that such a man is not going to flatter you to make you happy, nor will he lie just to keep the peace. Now, of course, such a man is not going to try to be insultive either. For instance, sometimes my girl has trouble cooking a particular meal. I don't flatter her and say the meal was fantastic, nor do I call her a terrible cook. I just identify what areas I think needed improvement, and if I know how to prepare it, I show her, or rather ask if she would like to be shown. This way she grows and becomes better. Also, women find honest men irresistible because they're more likely to be transparent about their intentions and feelings. Finally, honesty signals a confident and secure partner. Every real woman wants this, and if it's a quality you're sure you have, then walking up to talk to her should not be a big deal for you. After all, she's not doing you a favor by saying yes, you are the one doing her a favor. And yourself. It's mutual. Number 12. Height. Now, I save this one for last because it's not something you can do much about. Nonetheless, it's not a secret. Women are attracted to taller guys. But why does height matter? Well, monkey brain. Monkey brain, lizard brain, basically. It has to do with evolution. See, taller men were historically more likely to be successful hunters and protectors. It's because they could see farther and they would appear larger, thereby scaring animals, both prey and predator. So what's the ideal height that women would like their men to be? Well, studies and polls prove that it's between 6'1" and 6'5". However, once you're reasonably taller than her, she'll be okay. But of course, it's all good if you're tall. But what about those people who are short? My advice is to work on the things that are in your control. You can be more confident and honest, wear leather and a male cologne, and so on. You're not limited. If you work on all the other things that you can control, then you will end up better than most men out there. And that is essentially the goal with this channel. So that's it, guys. 12 things that women can't resist in men. Trust me, if you can get them right, you're sure to have women gazing at you and calling you with their body language. They have to, because you're communicating with both their sense of self and their female nature in them. That is something that they cannot resist. Now, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. We'd love to help. Also, you can learn more in the next video.